Yeah, this is Tim with Guard Digital Marketing. So I got this video coming to you guys as promised. See here, I have the website pulled up for you guys, which we'll take a look at here in just a second. Now, kind of like to start these videos out on a Google search page, and what I've typed in here is roofing Little Rock, Arkansas. So this is what we consider to be a keyword, but more specifically a buyer intent keyword, and keeping it very relevant to you, of course. The service you're providing in roofing, and one of your main locations here, Little Rock, Arkansas. Now, there's going to be a few different variations of how people type this in and look for a roofing company within Little Rock, but the main key here is that we want to be on the first page for as many of those different buyer intent keywords as possible, increase our exposure, and overall the amount of leads that we can get through our website and both website and Google Business Profile. Now, we can see the first way that a few people are doing this, and that's through running paid ads, right? So paid advertising can get you on a first page. Typically, these Google guarantees are going to be the top option for this. They do have the highest conversion rate. The only downside is about 80% of people are going to instantly disregard these ads, but still a great option, especially if you're working on getting your organics up or just haven't started in the first place, but are looking to, start generating leads online. Definitely a great option there. Now, ranking organically is going to be your best long-term option, and that can be both through your Google Business Profile and the actual website itself. Now, with a Google Business Profile, you're really only going to be able to rank that within the specific area of where your office is located at, normally about a 5 to 10 mile radius outside of there. Now, it also looked like you guys possibly have 3 different offices, so you should have 3 business profiles for each of those, or 1 for each of those, so 3 total. Well, with that being said, there's a few things right off the bat that a lot of people don't do that can definitely help when it comes to ranking these. And then there's some further things that you can kind of go down the rabbit hole for. I just won't address these in the video. This is going to be like the main few options that you have. First is going to be through the photos that you guys upload. I'd be uploading new photos every single week. And making sure they are absolutely geotagged as well. And you can, take photos through your phone, whether you have Android or an iPhone, and make sure you go through settings. And when you take a picture now, it'll actually geolocate that or geotag that picture for the location that it was taken in. And when you upload those within here, especially if you're within this area, for where your Google Business Profile can rank for, it's definitely going to help you when it comes to ranking this. So I'd be uploading photos every single week. Make sure they're geotagged. Also, this bio section about your company down here, if it's not 100% filled out, I would definitely do that. There should be 750 characters that you can fill out down there. And then your reviews. Of course, make sure you're getting good reviews, as many as you can, and keep that rating high. But also what I would be doing is responding to these reviews. And again, this isn't your Google Business Profile. I'm just going through one of them here. But I would be making sure I'm responding to all these reviews as well. And then one of the main things you can always do on your end too is when you go into your Google Business Profile, there's a section where Google lets you kind of create a single page website, and it's through your Google Business Profile. I would create that. It's not going to really help you rank for anything, but it will help you actually, that website you create really won't rank for anything, but it will help you rank your Google Business Profile. Okay. And this is going to be huge for you, especially in an area like Little Rock. Now, your website's going to be somewhat similar. Okay. So your website can not only rank for, where your Google Business Profile can, but for any other area you guys are trying to target or get work within as well. Okay. Now, with that being said, looks like Garcia and Son Roofing and Gutters is going to be the top competitor when it comes to ranking their website for roofing in Little Rock. So I did pull up their website to take a look at here in just a second. Okay. Now, big thing about a website is going to be the content that is within it. So we can think of content as king when it comes to ranking a website. There's obviously a few other things that go into it. But some first things I am seeing right off the bat, great looking website. The video here is, nice and crisp as well and flows nice. It doesn't cut through and create this laggy feature to the website. You guys have a couple what we consider call to actions, get people to do something on your website as well, which is all nice, laying out your services, so on and so forth. But Google typically likes to see 1,500 to 2,000 words of content on a homepage. but really you want to look at what are your top competitors doing for content, so on and so forth. A bare minimum of typically around 500 words of content. And what that allows you to do is put keywords within that content. And generally, every 150 words of content, you can have a keyword without overstuffing it. Because you definitely don't want to do that, seem unorganic, and throw a red flag for your website on Google as well. Okay. So if we actually take a look at, Garcia and Sons Roofing, their website, if we just kind of scroll through, we can check a little bit of their layout. Nothing too fancy as we can see. Talking a little bit about the material they install. Oh, I'm in that scroller. Let's see here. So they got some reviews like you guys, a little video at the bottom. It looks like they got some promotions, and then their services laid out here as well, talking about their experience, so on and so forth. And you can see here's one of those keywords, right? Roofers in Little Rock, Arkansas. So you can start placing these and, of course, optimizing it correctly, having it in your H1 and H2 tags, which is going to be your headers. Having it within the content itself down through here as well is going to be major. So, content-wise seems fairly similar overall. Now we can go into some other things that could possibly, help with ranking your website. One thing I would do as well is on your homepage, I would be deciphering, what's going to be your main location that you want to try and target, trying to target all three within the same H tag here, and on the same page of your website can be a little hindering as well. And I would again then instead maybe break it down into service areas and keep Little Rock as your main, and you can use Little Rock as a target for your service pages and your home page. And then I would create a Russellville and a Cabot area page of your website as well. But I always like to use this paid program called Ahrefs. It's going to give me this dashboard of numbers that's super great for website comparisons in this instance. So if we take a look at the two numbers I just highlighted, those are going to be your strength and trust ratings that Google has for your website. Now they're ranked out of 100, but typically once you hit a benchmark of about 30 and above for each of these, you're going to be considered a pretty powerful website at that point. Even with that being said, we know our strength and trust within Google for our website is quite low, okay? So you got to do a couple things. And first is building out backlinks. Backlinks is how you build out this trust within Google. It almost acts as a thumbs up vote for your website, okay? So you can think of Google almost strictly as a popularity contest, okay? Now, you get those backlinks through these different referring domains. And a backlink is basically any clickable text or image linking one website to another, okay? And they're all held within these different referring domains. Now, the referring domains are quite hefty in this balance as well, because you want to have an authoritative referring domain, which is where you're getting your backlink from. And by authoritative, I mean these domains you're getting backlinks from already have high strength and trust ratings within Google. So once you do acquire a backlink, it's going to help your ratings out in return. Now, also, we can see within your content, you're ranking or indexing for just under 30 keywords, bringing in just over 20 traffic, okay? Now, for having 3 different locations, I would think you would probably have more keywords you would start to be indexing for, and they just may not be within your content as well. So content's going to be king here. Like I said, you're going to want to make sure your content is definitely optimized. So we see we have some, first one where you're getting all your traffic from is dealing with the company name. So that's great. We can see the next 3 are going to be having to do with, Russellville. These are going to be Russellville buyer intent keywords. Then we have our roofing in Little Rock, okay? And right now we are just not where we want to be when it comes to position. You're all on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th page of Google for most of these keywords that are going to bring you in a lot of, possible clientele. So even if we look at roofing company Little Rock, that gets 200 searches per month, right? Which are on that 7th page of Google. So you're not getting any traffic because of that. So you got to figure out a few ways here to actually get you up there. I think one's going to be content, two's going to be that trust within Google, okay? Now, if we actually come over to Garcia and Sons Roofing, we can see their strength and trust. The UR is quite a bit higher, but the DR is still quite low. So they have put some time and effort into building that trust out. They're indexing for almost 90 keywords, bringing in just over 550 traffic, as we can see there. So they're doing pretty great on traffic. And I want to see where they're getting a lot of this traffic from, because this is key as well. If it wants to load for me. There we go. Okay, so we are seeing right off the bat a decent chunk, 200 of that or so is going to be coming from their company name, which I'm not super interested in. I want to target people that don't know who I am, right? Because I feel like if they know who I am, they're already going to be coming my way if I'm one of their top options already. So we see roofing Little Rock, roofing companies Little Rock, roofing company Little Rock, and you can see the different ways people are typing this in, right? Roofers Little Rock, and sometimes it's with the S, without the S. But let's just take this one for instance, okay? So roofing Little Rock, 250 searches per month. They're third position, so they're getting 33 of that traffic. Okay. Now, typically, the higher or the lower in position, so the higher up on the page you go, the better that conversion rate from volume to traffic. Normally, anywhere on that first page, you could probably average it down to about 10%. So they're a little bit above 10% because they're higher up on that page, which makes sense. But really, here's the key, okay? Industry standard is for 30%, around 30% of this traffic you're getting from a buyer intent keyword should turn into a lead for you, okay? And whether that's filling out a form on your website, which is why those, call to action buttons are so specific to have on a website, but also them reaching out through a phone call. So I would suggest they're probably getting anywhere from 8 to 10 leads per month just from ranking for this one keyword, okay? And if you start going through and doing that same conversion, then we can obviously tell, they're doing pretty great. I would say anywhere from, 20 on a slow month to maybe even 50 or above leads on a, higher search volume month. Because remember, all these numbers are averages. So I would say they're getting anywhere from 20 to 50 leads per month through their website, just being able to rank in Little Rock for roofing. Okay, so there's how you can see how progressive and exponential these results can be, and just how lucrative they can be as well. So if you guys have any further questions or concerns, I'd be happy to help you guys out in any way I can. Other than that, have a great rest of your day, and I truly hope to hear from you guys soon. Thanks.